Welcome back to the deep dive. You ever get annoyed by like a rough edge on something you're working with?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Maybe a snag on a zipper that ruins a perfectly good jacket?
Ugh, the worst.
Well, now magnify that annoyance by about 1,000 times and you're in the world of industrial burrs.
That's a great way to put it.
Today, we're going to explore deburring, the often invisible process that's crucial to everything.
Everything.
From the smooth functioning of your car to, well, the cost of pretty much everything you buy.
It really is everywhere. You see, those tiny imperfections you might not even notice, like with the naked eye,
Yeah.
they can cause serious headaches in manufacturing.
Ooh, I bet.
We're talking safety issues, product failures, even skyrocketing costs. It's a big deal.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. We've got excerpts from Burring and Deburring Everything You Should Know to guide us today. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Burrs, really? Sounds kind of boring.
Right.
But trust me, this is way more fascinating than you might think.
Absolutely. You see, these burrs, they're like little time bombs just waiting to go off.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a critical component in an airplane, right?
Okay.
And it fails because of a microscopic burr that wasn't removed properly.
That's kind of scary.
Not a pretty picture, right?
No, not at all. Okay, I'm officially intrigued. So walk us through this. What exactly are burrs and why are they such a big deal? I mean, beyond the airplane scenario, which is already pretty terrifying.
Yeah, no, for sure. So simply put, burrs are those jagged edges
Uh-huh.
or raised bits of material that get left behind after you work with metal,
Okay.
cutting, drilling, shaping. You get them in almost every manufacturing process,
Really?
from making a simple screw all the way to building a rocket. Doesn't
Good.
matter, there's going to be burrs.
So it's like when you use a cookie cutter on dough and you get those rough edges.
Exactly, I knew I'd get there.
And just like those cookie edges can make your cookies crumble, burrs can compromise the strength and function of all sorts of things.
Oh, I see. We're talking compromised fracture resistance.
So things break easier.
Exactly. Fastener damage, material failure, lubrication issues. Oh, and the list goes on, believe me.
So these tiny things can have a ripple effect, like throughout an entire product.
Precisely. And it's not just about the product's function either. It's a safety hazard, too.
Oh, right.
Imagine a burr piercing through an electrical cable
Yikes.
or injuring a worker handling the part.
Okay, yeah, that's not good.
Not to mention, they can even increase surface wear and decrease corrosion resistance, meaning things wear out faster. It's a whole thing.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this isn't just some, like, minor detail.
It's the little things.
Right. It's like those seemingly insignificant things that end up costing a fortune down the line. Speaking of which, how much does all this deburring business actually cost?
Okay, so believe it or not, dealing with these tiny imperfections can eat up anywhere from 10 to 25% of total manufacturing costs.
25%. That's insane. All right, so we've established that burrs are the enemy. So how do they even form in the first place? Is it just like a matter of sloppy work?
No, not necessarily.
Mhm.
Burrs are actually a natural consequence of many machining processes. Think forming, stamping, engraving, turning, drilling, plasma cutting, and sintering, casting, grinding, laser cutting.
Wow, there's a lot.
You name it. Basically, any process that involves cutting or shaping metal can lead to burr formation.
Wow, so no matter how careful you are, you're bound to encounter some of these troublemakers.
It's just part of the process.
And I'm guessing there are different types of burrs, just like there are different ways to create them?
You're absolutely right. Now, instead of listing every single type, let's think about them in groups.
Okay, that makes sense.
You have burrs that are formed by excess material being pushed around, like rollover burrs,
Okay.
which are those rounded bumps,
Uh-huh.
or Poisson burrs, which are those thin raised edges.
Gotcha.
Then you have burrs that are caused by breakage or tearing of the material,
Okay.
like terra burrs. Those have those jagged edges. And breakout burrs, which are big and have that distinct upswelling shape.
It's like a whole microscopic world of metal mayhem.
You got it. And just to add to the complexity, you also have those pesky oxide burrs,
Okay.
formed by the heat of cutting, and then, of course, the microburrs, which are so tiny they're practically invisible but can still cause major problems.
It's amazing how something so small can have such a huge impact.
I know, right?
So let's talk about how to tackle these tiny terrors. Enter the world of deburring.
Exactly. And just like there are different types of burrs, there are different strategies for getting rid of them. Broadly speaking, you've got your manual methods and your mechanical methods.
Okay, so manual deburring is probably what it sounds like. Skilled craft people meticulously removing these tiny burrs by hand.
Right, and that's often the way to go for small batches of parts, or those with really complex shapes where precision is key. It's almost an art form in itself.
I bet it is. But what if you're making thousands of parts? That's got to be where the machines come in, right?
Exactly. Mechanical deburring is all about efficiency and automation.
So are we talking like giant sanders smoothing down these rough edges?
That's one method.
Okay.
Sanding, vibratory deburring, tumbling, rolling, grinding. There's a whole arsenal of mechanical techniques out there.
Vibratory deburring. Okay, that sounds intense. What exactly is going on there?
So picture this. You've got a container filled with abrasive media
Uh-huh.
and the parts you need to deburr.
Okay.
This container is then vibrated, causing everything inside to constantly shake and rub against each other.
And that removes the burrs.
The constant friction removes those pesky burrs. Yep,
So it's like a rock tumbler for metal parts.
pretty much.
Okay, so we've got sanding, shaking, tumbling. It's amazing how many different ways there are to smooth out those rough edges. And are there any other techniques besides these?
You bet. There are also specialized tools like punches for specific types of burrs and holes. And then we move into the realm of advanced deburring techniques, which are even more fascinating.
Oh, hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get even more interesting. But we'll save those advanced techniques for part 2. For now, you've heard it here first. Deburring, it's not just about aesthetics.
No way.
It's about safety, functionality, and even the economy.
Absolutely. Don't underestimate those tiny burrs. They pack a powerful punch.
All right, so before we were getting into some serious deburring wizardry,
Oh, yeah.
we're talking advanced techniques that sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It's pretty wild stuff.
Okay, electrochemical deburring, that sounds pretty high-tech.
It is.
Is it anything like those reverse plating processes I've heard about?
You're on the right track.
Okay.
Think back to high school chemistry, electrolysis, using electricity to drive a chemical reaction.
Right.
Well, here, we use it to precisely dissolve away the burr.
Oh, wow. So instead of adding a layer of metal like in electroplating, we're actually taking a layer away
Exactly.
with pinpoint accuracy.
That's the key. It's got to be precise.
That's incredible. When would you use this method?
It's perfect for those really intricate parts with hard-to-reach areas,
Okay.
where traditional mechanical methods might not be effective. Imagine trying to smooth out the inside of a tiny, complex valve.
Yeah.
Electrochemical deburring can handle that with no problem.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, thermal deburring.
Now we're talking.
That name sounds pretty dramatic.
It definitely lives up to its name.
Okay.
Picture this. You've got a chamber filled with a flammable gas mixture.
Okay.
The parts with those pesky burrs are placed inside, and then boom.
Whoa.
The mixture is ignited, and the resulting combustion burns away the burrs in a matter of seconds.
Hold on. Are you telling me they use explosions to deburr parts?
It sounds dramatic, but it's a very controlled process. The combustion is so quick, it only affects the surface layer, leaving the rest of the part untouched.
I can't believe how this is changing the aerospace industry.
Oh, yeah.
They can deburr complex engine parts in seconds, where it used to take hours manually.
Crazy, right?
That's incredible. Talk about efficiency.
Yeah.
So we've got grinding, shaking, tumbling, dissolving, and even burning away these burrs. Is there anything these methods can't handle?
Well, there's a deburring method for practically every scenario. And, it's not just about the technique itself. The media used in the process also plays a crucial role.
Media, you mean like the materials used alongside these methods?
Exactly. Think of it like sandpaper, but for deburring.
Okay.
We use a wide range of materials, ceramics and plastics to synthetics and steel. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sometimes we even use organic materials like corn cobs and walnut shells.
Wait a minute, corn cobs and walnuts? You're kidding, right?
I know it sounds crazy, but it actually works. Organic media are typically softer and gentler,
Okay.
making them ideal for delicate parts or those that require a really fine finish.
So you're saying we can deburr a jet engine part with walnut shells?
You got it.
I guess that's one way to recycle after holiday baking.
Exactly. Plus, they're biodegradable, which is a big win for sustainability.
It's amazing how much thought goes into this process. It's not just about like brute force removal. It's about choosing the right tool, the right technique, and even the right media for the job. It's like a carefully choreographed
I
dance
like that.
between precision and power. And I bet as technology advances, this dance is only going to get more intricate, right?
Absolutely. Deburring is constantly evolving alongside manufacturing technology.
Mhm.
In fact, there's a whole new era of deburring emerging right now, driven by automation, miniaturization, and sustainability.
Deburring in the 21st century. Now, that's a topic I want to dive into. What's changing and what should we be excited about?
Well, one of the most exciting developments is the rise of robotic deburring systems.
Oh, wow.
Imagine robots that can identify and remove burrs with incredible accuracy, even on those super complex three-dimensional parts.
Yeah.
That would be a nightmare to deburr manually.
So it's like taking the artistry of manual deburring and combining it with the speed and precision of automation.
Exactly. This is huge, especially as we see more and more miniaturization in manufacturing. Think about the tiny components in smartphones or advanced medical devices.
Right.
Those require incredibly precise deburring techniques, and robots are stepping up to the challenge.
And I imagine these automated systems are also helping to improve consistency and reduce the potential for human error, which is critical when you're dealing with such tiny parts.
Absolutely. But it's not just about automation. We're also seeing amazing innovations in deburring media. Researchers are developing bio-based abrasives and other innovative materials that can deliver even better results with less waste.
So sustainability is playing a bigger role in deburring as well.
It's becoming a key focus. Manufacturers are constantly looking for ways to reduce their environmental impact, and deburring is no exception. I think we'll see even more eco-friendly solutions emerge in the coming years.
It's incredible how a process that most people don't even know exists is at the forefront of these technological advancements. So, with all these innovations, do you think there will ever come a time when burrs are a thing of the past? Will we be able to eliminate them altogether?
That's a great question. While it's certainly a goal to strive for, I think it's unlikely that we'll ever completely eliminate burrs from manufacturing processes. The very nature of material removal and manipulation will likely always result in some degree of imperfections.
So it's more about managing those imperfections than eradicating them completely.
Exactly. And that's where the ingenuity of engineers and the constant evolution of deburring technology come into play. It's an ongoing challenge, but it's one that drives innovation and pushes the boundaries of what's possible in manufacturing.
All right, that's a great point to transition into our final segment. We've covered a lot of ground here, from the basics of burr formation to the latest advancements in robotic deburring. But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to take a moment to appreciate the unsung heroes of the manufacturing world. The deburring experts who ensure that everything runs smoothly, literally. It's easy to overlook the importance of deburring, but like we've learned today, it's a critical process that impacts pretty much everything around us.
It really does.
It's a reminder that even the smallest imperfections can have a big impact. And taking the time to smooth out those rough edges makes a world of difference.
Absolutely. Deburring plays a vital role, even though most people don't see it.
Right.
It's about the quality, the safety, the functionality of countless products. I mean, think about it. The cars we drive, the medical devices that keep us healthy, it's all affected by deburring.
It really is. It's a testament to the ingenuity of engineers.
Oh, for sure.
And the dedication of these skilled craftspeople who work tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure everything runs smoothly.
They're the unsung heroes.
They really are. Speaking of those dedicated individuals, what advice would you give to someone who's interested in pursuing a career in deburring? Is it a field with a lot of opportunity?
Absolutely. As manufacturing technology continues to evolve, the demand for skilled deburring professionals is only going to increase. It's a field that offers a unique blend of technical expertise, problem-solving skills, and hands-on craftsmanship. There's a lot to love about it.
So if you're someone who enjoys working with your hands, has a keen eye for detail, and is fascinated by the inner workings of machines, deburring might be the perfect career path for you.
It could be. And with the rise of automation and robotics, there's a growing need for individuals who can program, operate, and maintain these sophisticated deburring systems.
So it sounds like there's a place for everyone in the world of deburring, from those who prefer the meticulous artistry of manual techniques to those who are excited about the cutting edge of automation.
Exactly. And don't forget about the research and development side of things. There's always a need for innovative minds to develop new deburring techniques, media, and technologies.
So whether you're a seasoned engineer or just starting out in your career, the world of deburring has something to offer. It's pretty cool.
It is. It's a field that's constantly evolving, presenting new challenges and opportunities. For those who are passionate about precision, quality, and making a tangible impact on the manufacturing industry, this is the place to be.
Well, on that note of endless possibilities, I think it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of burrs and deburring.
It's been a pleasure sharing my insights with you and our listeners.
And for our listeners who are eager to learn more about this essential manufacturing process, we'll be sure to include some additional resources in the show notes. You can delve deeper into specific techniques, explore the latest advancements in deburring technology, and even discover the history of this often overlooked field.
And who knows, maybe one of our listeners will be inspired to develop the next groundbreaking deburring innovation. I hope so.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's clear that the world of deburring is full of creative solutions and is constantly evolving. So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and remember that even the tiniest details can have a profound impact on the world around us.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of burrs and deburring.
And as always, thank you for listening to The Deep Dive.